7-1. Good to see you. Good to see you. And we have some breaking news here. I'm just going to cut to it before I get to the other stories in the cycle, like you see in the thumbnail, like you see in the title. So a very interesting thing transpired. A lot of people are talking about it right now. And a lot of people are confused by what's going on right now, okay? And that is Elon Musk responding to a Twitter user that posts a lot about Dogecoin stuff, Dogecoin related stuff. And it's left a lot of people confused, right? And it's basically the Twitter user is talking a lot. He's just talking about who's on the Dogecoin Foundation, including Vitalik Buterin as blockchain advisor, and essentially one of Elon Musk's attorneys, Jared Birchall, as a representative on there as well. Elon responded with this: "Neither Jared nor me nor anyone has anything to do with this foundation." Kind of perplexing. I tweeted back, "Thank you for the clarification, Elon," because I didn't know what else to tweet back. But the more that I looked into this, I really don't think there's any nefarious activity on the Dogecoin Foundation's part. I really don't think that there's anything askew in terms of what's going on with the Dogecoin Foundation. I don't think they've purposely misled anyone. I can tell you firsthand that the people that sit on the Dogecoin Foundation and the developers there have of the utmost integrity, and they wouldn't list Jared Birchall as sitting on the Dogecoin Foundation unless they had that completely verified. Okay, so I can tell you with absolute certainty, before anyone goes blasting the Dogecoin Foundation or second guessing their integrity, etc., this, that, and the other thing, it's not the Dogecoin Foundation. There is something going on between either a miscommunication, a misunderstanding that Elon is having as far as Jared Birchall's relationship with the Dogecoin Foundation. Either Elon read that tweet and misunderstood the tweet and was responding to that, or Elon could be reacting perhaps out of some activity that he's seen, and it's kind of rubbing him the wrong way. What I mean by that is, and now this is what I'm about to share with you, it's merely speculation. I'm merely throwing this idea out here as a possibility for why this happened. And this is a warning that I've tried to issue previously. This, by the way, this may or may not have anything to do with it. It wasn't too long ago that we saw Elon Musk kind of turn on Bitcoin. And I think one of the main things that prompted that turn was a lot of the attitudes, philosophy, and behavior of Bitcoin maximalists. And it caused Elon to react stronger in rebellion to Bitcoin. We saw just not too long ago, just last week, the Bitcoin mentality on display in that Twitter space debate between Mark Cuban and various prominent members of the Bitcoin community that could be just very well described as Bitcoin maximalists. And I think most people walked away with a real bad taste in their mouth in terms of what we witnessed behavior-wise and tonality-wise from these Bitcoin maximalists. And with good reason. And remember what I told you guys when I covered that live. I was streaming it live, and then I offered some of my own thoughts and commentary preceding that debate. And one of the main takeaways I took from it, folks, ladies and gentlemen, was that we should take that as a learning opportunity for self-reflection. Because there are elements within the Dogecoin community that are very maximalist. I'm very Doge-centric. I love Dogecoin. It's far and away my number one position in my portfolio. I believe in it. I believe in its long-term trajectory. I believe in its potential. I make the case for those things night after night here on there. But one thing I am not about is bullying, negativity, harassment, getting into contentious crypto wars with other people due to our preferences in cryptocurrency. I think these things are fruitless ventures and very counterproductive. I don't think they lead us anywhere, and I think anybody encouraging that kind of behavior is actively harming the Dogecoin community. Now, I have seen an emergence of these kind of attitudes within the Dogecoin community. It is still a minority, mind you, definitely a minority. I want to be clear about that. But small minorities can be very loud and obnoxious and give you the impression that perhaps it's a little bit more than the few people that it is. Now, when we rewind to what we witnessed that evening with Mark Cuban and the Bitcoin maximalists, that is how, now think about how distasteful and obnoxious the Bitcoin maximalists sounded that evening. That is how certain segments of the Dogecoin maximalists sound to everyone else. Now, I implore to ask you, fine people, how many Bitcoin investors, new Bitcoin investors, were made that night listening to that Twitter space? I'd say about 15, 16,000 people were listening at a time. How many new investors do you think were made from that conversation in Bitcoin? I would dare to say a smattering, a handful, at best. At best. But probably none. So, and again, could this have something to do with Elon's kind of short, curt answer towards that statement regarding the Foundation? He may have witnessed some of this activity, some of these vibes going on. He's very engaged in crypto Twitter. He obviously, look, folks, again, this is just an observation, but what we do know is Bitcoin maxis are what encouraged Elon to turn on Bitcoin. We cannot make the same mistake here. We have an incredible ally. We have incredible connections. We have an incredible opportunity here. And I would just hate to see us blow it. I would hate to see us cannibalize ourselves due to letting these toxic attitudes and mentalities emerge within the community. We need to be supporting each other. We need to not be hyper judgmental of each other, not be hyper nitpicky of each other. If somebody has Dogecoin in their portfolio and it's only 10% of their portfolio, who cares? They're part of this community just as much as someone wherein Dogecoin is 100% of their portfolio. People that are casually interested in Dogecoin are welcome here. People who are all in, balls to the wall on Dogecoin, like many of us, right? They're obviously welcome here too. People that choose to, extend their investment decisions to more riskier ventures, whether it's NFTs or tokens or whatever, that's their prerogative. That's their money. For us to be hyper judgmental on how people spend their money and the decisions that they make for themselves, we don't know people's individual circumstances. Life is hard, folks. Life is difficult. Sometimes people have financial pressures and motivations we cannot see. We cannot fathom. Sometimes people are struggling with things we cannot fathom. We cannot understand. So I would humbly submit to you that it is my opinion that a Doge-centric attitude, is one of non-judgment, is one of welcoming people, is one of having fun, being friendly. When we look at many of the statements Elon has made in the past to why he was originally drawn to Dogecoin, it was because it was fun. It was funny. It had a positive community. It had a fun community. Now, if we start extracting the fun and the funniness out of it and the whimsicalness of it and replace it with maxi sort of attitudes, then we're having a lot less fun. And that really diminishes the appeal of Dogecoin for people like Elon, in my opinion, from what I've observed through previous statements he has made. So, I don't know what more I can add there, but these are just speculations, and it's a tepid warning, frankly. I want to see people get along more. I want to see people just get on with it. You know, we all came here through stumbled up across dog money through our own means and our own relationship with it. And when you've got a community this large, this massive, you're going to have a lot of different kind of personalities. You're going to have a lot of different kinds of people with different opinions and persuasions on things. And that's okay. But part of being able to foster a huge tent like this in a civilized manner is to calm the contentious waters, calm the drama stirrers, calm, frankly, toxic maxi-esque kind of vibes and attitudes. This is not helpful. And I would implore those folks who have been kind of spreading these vibes to please maybe just take a little bit of time for self-reflection, please. Just a little bit of time for self-reflection and try to see this objectively, how it's perceived outside of yourself, outside of your short list of friends. I don't mean that insultingly. I just think it's, like I said, I think this is a minority people that are causing a lot of trouble. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the chat. But again, this is just a speculation. But again, I would like to be clear, just so there's no misunderstanding. I don't believe there is anything nefarious on the Dogecoin Foundation's behalf. I believe that the integrity of the people sitting on the Dogecoin Foundation is bar none top-notch. These are top-notch folks when it comes to matters of honesty and matters of integrity. In fact, you could, I don't even know if you could assemble a better bunch of people in that regard. So there's either a misunderstanding here on Elon's part, or something's rubbed him the wrong way. And so I'm just maybe speculating on something or some things that perhaps have rubbed him the wrong way. It's got to be one of the two things, folks. It's got to be one of the two things. So let's see what's going on in the chat here. Crypto Leprechaun, good to see. I love that name.